wants to go for more aggression. I don't know if that's a smart idea. Basically, I fear that while there's not much for Zest, with one Morpin, he can hold off the attacking army. Because basically, he just picks up as many Stalkers as he can with his Phoenixes, and the Mortal and the Zealots should be able to clean up what's on the ground. The Graviton Beam runs out, and he just kills those ones next. I mean, it's essentially a mini vortex if you're familiar with the old Mothership before Heart of the Swarm. And I mean, this has been the case for Phoenixes since their conception. So yeah. So this is what I mean. He's just gonna pick up these Phoenixes. These Phoenixes are gonna pick up the Stalkers, and well, Hurricane realizes that and backs up before he loses any more Stalkers. I don't think he should be engaging this. I mean, he is engaging it on the fringe of the Photon Overcharge, but he's still in range of it, so. He's trying to out-micro the Zealots, which I feel like is a good idea in concept, but when there are Phoenixes out, you can't entirely do that. Because you will inevitably lose Stalkers regardless. Okay, so basically, Phoenixes or Charge Lots. Don't try in the early game, don't try and, like, out-micro Stalkers. It's just too hard. If you're Arium, go ahead.
Looks like the Oracle's Foresight was good enough to save its life.
Yeah, I mean, it's... It even costs a Revelation.
I like saying even the Oracle didn't see that coming. I love it. I like saying even the Oracle didn't see that coming.
I think you like the story of Merlin too much. Can't see his own death.
It's a very, very, very common thing in fiction.
Yes, but the original is Merlin.
It's ancient Greek, way beyond. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't really have that in ancient Greek oracles.
Well, they can't see, I mean.
They just can't see. They're blind. But in terms of not seeing their own death, that's iconically Merlin. Yeah, no, definitely the oracle not being able to see, or the prophet being blind. Yeah. Ancient Greek, definitely.
Yeah, still, I mean.
But I think that's partly why Merlin had that. I think they were pulling from Greek.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are Greek myths that it's the concept of destiny is just so thick in Greek plays. I mean,
yeah, but never does destiny and never is a prophecy regarding the Oracle of Delphi or Tiresias or.
And there are ones like in the plays where it's like the oracles like seeing things for themselves or stuff, but I mean, like. Yeah.
Anyways.
Enough being nerds.
We're casting StarCraft.
Yeah, I know, but what does that stop us before, Mr. Zenador?
I think you mean enough being literary nerds for the time being?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's be StarCraft nerds. Let's focus our nerd.
Well, he's using his oracle again. He's casted another revelation. He's killing more probes. And there's not really anything here because his revelation allows him to avoid death.
This humors me.
Like it should.
Oh, will the Oracle now meet its doom?
Blink is done, but it's had plenty of time to get away, so. Well, executed by Zest.
The Oracle stands.
I don't believe so. They might, but I don't believe so. Most flying units don't. I say most largely because of
yeah, some Ravens also do. So.
Oh yes.
With Raven, that stands.
I knew you were going to do that. I was like, no. That was so predictable.
I may be a dork, but I am a consistent dork.
I think my sister likes dorks.
Yes. Given we're both... Given we're both in her favors, yes.
No comment. I think Zest is finally going to deal with that pylon. Which humors me that he hasn't to this point. Or until now. Up into this point.
Explosions!
She's not here to complete it.
I don't know if you could do it just for her to complete it.
And it looks like we're just going to go into macro PvP. So as a result, both are probably going to start heading for Colossi now. They're going to want to avoid making any additional stalkers. Excuse me. And they're going to try and get up a third base. And yeah, that pretty much sums up the progression that we should be seeing from both players. I like Zest's position a little bit more because Phoenixes will be more useful in that than Stalkers. And yeah. Are you done, or did you want to come over here and then, or did you want to, or I meant like bring your stuff? Oh, okay. There we go.
I'm going to put back enough, then he can scoot in enough, so you can still see. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the game. Fine. Up to this point.
Yeah, got it.
I'm good.
And yeah, so hallucinated Phoenix doesn't do any damage, just getting some scouting. Good old-fashioned Protoss scouting. Okay, so this was another thing that I think is funny. So hallucination was largely used for scouting during Wings of Liberty, and so consequently almost no one ever got it. So then they like made hallucination a free spell, so you didn't have to research it. When Heartless Worm came out, and now it's like it's still almost exclusively used for scouting. But then you'll see like I don't know if it was Zest, but I think it was Hero. It was a top level PvP, and essentially, oh, nice revelation again. Essentially, I want to say it was Hero that did it, but it might have been Hero's opponent. I don't entirely remember. But basically, Protoss hallucinates, is trapped in his main. He has 2 immortals there, picks up his immortals in the Warp Prism, hallucinates 2 more immortals. So he leaves with the immortal drop. Hallucinated Phoenix flies in, sees the fake immortals, thinks they're real because it's a hallucination, not a observer, and the immortal drop starts picking stuff off before he has time to respond. And it's just, now that it's a free spell, you get to see stuff like that, and it's cool. Another one that was in the highlights of 2013, I want to say. It was another PvP, and it was PvP late game, kind of like this, a little farther along. Both of them were on Colossi, but one of them had gone for Tempest. And generally speaking, when your opponent has 3 or more Tempests, and you only have Colossi, you usually lose. Because basically the Tempests outrange the entirety of the Protoss army, and they chip away at the Colossi, so you'll inevitably, pretty substantially. So essentially, you will lose your Colossi faster than the Tempest player will, and then they'll just overrun your entire army that way, since you don't have your high splash damage unit. And as a result, this traditionally ends in the Tempest player winning. Well, the Colossus, the non-Tempest player, they both had Colossi, he had a lot of sentries. So he hallucinates like 5 fake Colossi, and the Tempests kill all the fake Colossi, while the real Colossi kill his army. So then he only has Tempest and no ground army whatsoever, and he just wrecks the rest of the base and wins with hallucinations. So, I mean, now that hallucinations are free, you get to see some more exciting PvP, and Zest looks like he's going to make things more exciting now.
Zest things up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid.
I was also thinking making some fun with Tempest and Hurricane, but I decided to.
Oh. Great. Now I have Sonnet 118 stuck in my head.
You're so funny.
Are you able to see fine? Neither of them have taken their 3rd yet, which is not uncommon in a PvP matchup for 3rds to be taken, naturals or 3rds to be taken much later. But it looks like Zest is going to go clear out this proxy now, so there will be no more DTs to worry about, and they should also stipend any if Hurricane wants to get +2 armor, he will have to rebuild his Twilight Council. He might have already done that though. Let's take a look. He does have Templar attack, so that's nice. So yeah, he's gonna have to rebuild that Twilight before he can get any further upgrades. He does see that Colossus, so he knows that that there are colossi out for